Hey everybody, what's happening? It's Bill with Franklin Loan Center, and hey, just wanted to talk today about the real estate commission stuff that I'm sure everyone's heard about. So, of course, actually yesterday was the day that California Association of Realtors had set for the day to start using a bunch of new forms that all address the changes in the commissions, right? And then apparently, I've heard a couple different stories on this, but literally even late last week, the Department of Justice has leaned into and contacted California and said, hold on. We haven't even said what we want out of this yet. We should get to that point before you guys start really memorializing any of these changes in actual forms, right? So it's kind of like, CAR is reacting to the one settlement that's already happened. As it turns out, there's still several other lawsuits that are happening in other states. I don't know of any going on here in California, but now the feds, and they've been involved for a little bit, but they're also saying they want to have some say in how this thing goes. So another situation where, hey, don't worry, the feds are coming to our rescue. Everything's going to be great. I say very tongue-in-cheek, of course. So, I continue to very much be of the opinion that this is the way commissions have been paid on real estate in the U.S. for decades. It's kind of like it seems to make really good sense to me, right? And I think it's made really good sense to the general public. Of course, there's always dissenters, right? But you're a seller, and don't you think it makes good sense to incentivize people that represent buyers to bring you that buyer? Because in the absence of that, if there's no buyer's agents, that sounds great for the sellers, right? But then you have a situation where buyers, oftentimes first-time home buyers, even people that have done it multiple times, probably not very sophisticated, and they just bring themselves to a seller who is represented. I'll tell you, like I was talking to my buddy Cale Thomas earlier today about this very topic, and he, to me, drew the best parallel you could possibly draw. And it's like, look, if you're getting a divorce and your soon-to-be ex has an attorney, and you don't have an attorney, it's like an act of insanity, right? You're gonna get your ass kicked. There's just no other way about it, right? So to me, it's like, look, you need, as a buyer, you need to be represented. Now, of course, that raises the question of and the seller is supposed to pay for that? Look, and I think all this stuff could be negotiated, right? But again, as a seller, you want to incentivize people to bring you buyers who have been fully qualified. The buyer's agent has, made sure they're fully pre-approved, coach them on the process and what to expect. So they're like an actual legitimate buyer that's prepared to pay that price, right? Whatever they negotiate. So, this feels like we're fixing a problem that didn't exist. I'm the first to say, look, it costs a lot of money to sell a house. It costs a lot of money to buy a house for what it's worth, right? There's just a lot of things that are involved, and I think all of them are pretty flippin' integral to the process, and buyer's agents are one of those. So anyway, the DOJ is certainly gonna have their take here. Who knows when? I've heard people say August. Again, I don't have any way to predict when that's going to happen, but, they're going to come through. Whatever decisions they make will have some unintended consequences. Real estate's going to survive. Realtors are going to survive, and everything will work itself out. But, just the notion of, look, we need to just do away with buyer's agents, because they don't do their job or whatever it might be. Look, there's cruddy agents that are listing agents and buyer's agents and everything else, right? So not everybody gets the representation they deserve, but that's true of attorneys and mortgage people and everything else out there, right? So anyway, I guess this is another one, stay tuned, but if anybody's asking me, I'm voting for sort of like the status quo, and most of the people that I'm talking to are essentially saying that that's kind of what they expect, is that there's certainly going to be some listings that come out where the seller says, look, I'm not offering a commission to this. Nope, I'm not doing it. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. You know, I mean, that's everyone's right. You don't have to offer a commission. You've never had to offer a commission. You've never been forced to offer a commission. So anyway, we'll see how it plays out. I'm certainly interested, but again, put me in the column of look, what ain't broke shouldn't be fixed. So that's it. I'm Bill. I'm the Franklin Loan Center, and I'll see you all next week.